Today, I will be ranking the best character from each movie, and only that movie. So what they do or don't do in any other movie does not affect my ranking. I'll also give you 5 characters from each movie, and then pick my favorite. And with all that out of the way, let's get started. Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So in this movie, we have Darth Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Padme Amidala, and Jar Jar Binks. Well, obviously it's not Jar Jar Binks. He's a good character and all, but he's not that good of a character. I would say no to Padme. Obi-Wan's good, but definitely not the best. So really, this is between Qui-Gon and Darth Maul. This is the only movie that both of them are even in, which is kind of funny. I know Darth Maul is in the Clone Wars, but that does not add to what he does in this movie. My choice is Qui-Gon Jinn, because him in this movie, he's just so good. His acting by Liam Neeson is amazing. He's also has the most, I think, recorded screen time. I'm pretty sure he has the most recorded screen time in this movie. He also is just very wise. He's like an old Obi-Wan Kenobi, which I love Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's very wise, very smart. His skills with the lightsaber aren't the best, but his dialogue is all really good. Him with Anakin is a very good duo. Him with Obi-Wan is a good duo. I feel like he just meshes well with a lot of the characters. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. There's Count Dooku, Anakin Skywalker, Master Yoda, Padme Amidala, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So in this one, again, not Padme, and really not Master Yoda. He doesn't get enough screen time. So really it's between Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Dooku. And honestly, Dooku doesn't get enough screen time, and I don't think I like Obi-Wan enough in this movie. So Anakin Skywalker is my pick for Attack of the Clones. And he does have the most screen time by a good bit, with about 50 minutes, which is crazy. But in this movie, it's a lot of him growing up. Since he's younger in this movie, his emotions take over a lot. He is growing in power and IQ. He also is just a great character. Like him and Obi-Wan are an amazing duo. A lot of them have some great lines. There's not too much to say really about this movie, except he had the most time, the most character development in this movie. So I think it's fair to put him at the #1 spot. And up next, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. This one we have Anakin Skywalker again, Master Yoda again, Obi-Wan Kenobi again, Emperor Palpatine, and Padme Amidala for the 3rd time. But again, not Padme and not Yoda. But Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Palpatine in this movie are all insanely good characters. Palpatine is a lot more behind the scenes and instead of him on the screen. Like, he's extremely smart and extremely powerful. His duel with Yoda speaks to that, and Mace Windu. He has 2 amazing duels in this movie. But he has to be in my 3rd for this movie. So then it's Anakin or Obi-Wan. Both of them have a ton of screen time. I think the 1 and 2 in this movie. Pretty sure anyway. But Anakin, it's his story, and then him turning into Darth Vader at the very end. I'm counting all of it in this movie. And then there's Obi-Wan, who was part of that, who fought him at the end, who tried to help him before that, and his battle versus General Grievous as well. And really, this is definitely controversial. I'm going with Obi-Wan Kenobi. He is my favorite character. But still, in this movie, I really, really, really liked Obi-Wan Kenobi. I feel like he's definitely underrated. I feel like 99% of people would choose Anakin for this. But Obi-Wan is my favorite character in all of Star Wars. But in this movie specifically, I love, he has like the hello there stuff. He has the high ground memes. The memes are great. But him as a character and his character development is amazing. Him being a master to Anakin in this is really good. I feel like his duel with Anakin, amazing. But you could give it to either of them. Their quotes, I would lean definitely to Obi-Wan on the quotes in this movie. He also is just a master of one-liners. I feel like in this movie specifically, we get a lot of stuff that we don't get in a lot of the other movies. Like, his duel with Grievous was really good. Anakin really didn't have another duel. I guess he had the Dooku duel, but Obi-Wan was also in that, but I guess he got thrown around. So I guess Anakin and Dooku's duel, and then there's Obi-Wan and Grievous's duel, and then there's their duel against each other. But I just really liked Obi-Wan in this movie. I don't know. I felt more of a pull towards him. And then Episode 4, A New Hope. Going into the original trilogy, we have Princess Leia, Han Solo, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader, and Luke Skywalker. Again, all amazing characters. But Han and Leia, I don't like their characters enough in this movie to give them a real push. And then Vader doesn't get enough screen time in this movie, even though he's like one of the main parts of like the original trilogy and the prequel trilogies leading up to Vader. He gets like 7 minutes. I think Luke has like about 40, so it's a big difference. But my number 1 and 2 are Obi-Wan and Luke Skywalker. But my number 1 in this movie, Luke Skywalker. I think him growing up is just amazing. Him realizing what he has to do, what he needs to do, losing Obi-Wan, and then him blowing up the Death Star was an amazing scene. He has amazing dialogue. I really like his dialogue in this movie. I feel like he is kind of kiddish at the beginning and could be better, but he is definitely the best character in this movie. I feel like this movie has a lot of great characters, that's why it's so good, but Luke is the best in my opinion. On to Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Again, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Han Solo, Princess Leia, and Chewbacca. But again, not Princess Leia, not Chewbacca, and not Han Solo. So it's again Luke, but also Darth Vader. And this time, it's extremely close again. Even though Luke has a lot more screen time than Vader does, whenever Vader's there, all the scenes are just better, really. I really like his scenes against Luke. I like a lot of Vader's dialogue. This is where he tells Luke that he's his father, which is one of the biggest scenes in all of Star Wars. But in my opinion, in The Empire Strikes Back, Luke Skywalker is also the best character, as in A New Hope as well. He, in this movie, again, him growing up in this movie, you see the difference. It's kind of like Anakin in Attack the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, or the Phantom Menace to Attack the Clones. It's like the in-between. He grows up. In this movie, he goes to Master Yoda and trains, and then he goes to fight Darth Vader. His training scenes are great. I love how much he learns from Yoda, and like the do or do not, the picking up the X-Wing after it had fallen into the water, I feel like into the swamp, was really good. I feel like he learned a lot and realized that it's not as much as what you see. So even though he's afraid of Darth Vader and how he looks and that he's big and strong, it's more of the inside of a person that matters more. Force is inside everything, and he learns to use the Force, that the Force is the most powerful thing that he has. Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Again, Princess Leia, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and Chewbacca. Obi-Wan Kenobi is also in this movie, but I wouldn't consider him to be the best, even because, I mean, I guess he could be up here in the top 5. He just doesn't get as much screen time as the rest of them. Again, all the same people from Empire Strikes Back. We don't get as much variety in the original trilogy than the prequel trilogy. But anyway, again, no to Princess Leia, no to Han Solo, and also no to Chewbacca. That leaves, again, Luke and Darth Vader. Luke in this movie, main character. Darth Vader in this movie, the main character as well. Luke Skywalker has the scenes in the beginning of the movie. A lot of the beginning of the movie is more Luke Skywalker in the good guy base, but a lot of the end of the movie is Emperor Palpatine, Darth Vader. I could have also put Emperor Palpatine on here instead of like Chewbacca, Han Solo, or Princess Leia. And I guess Emperor Palpatine could be your favorite from this one. But it's, in my opinion, he wouldn't have been the best, so it doesn't really matter too much. But Darth Vader and Luke, Darth Vader has the ending. He kills Emperor Palpatine, has a lot of great lines to Luke, says he told Luke to tell Leia she was right. He has the dying moments, which are really good. The funeral is really good. Him coming as a Force ghost is very good. I like that scene. Even though there was no dialogue in it, I still like that scene and what it means. Vader turning, Vader fighting Luke was also really good. A lot of their dialogue in like the hallway leading up to the Emperor's chamber was really good. And then Luke Skywalker had the fight versus Jabba the Hutt and all of his guys. And then he had like that was saving Han. And then he had the fight with Vader and stuff. But in my opinion, Darth Vader is number 1 for this movie. I would choose Darth Vader. I feel like he makes the biggest impact because of his death and because of his turning to the light side. He's turning back to Anakin Skywalker. He makes the biggest difference. Without Darth Vader in this movie, it would be a lot worse. That's just my opinion anyway. And I feel like that's how I should kind of rank these, by how much impact they make on each movie. But not always, because sometimes the things that make the biggest impact aren't the best. Speaking of, Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Here we have Rey, FN2187 or Finn, Han Solo, Kylo Ren, and Poe Dameron. In my opinion for this movie, it's really between two people, Kylo Ren and Han Solo. He also has a lot of screen time in this one, so does Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren's fights aren't that great, and that's why I'm going to go with Han Solo for my favorite character in this movie, because none of the fights are that great in this movie. So I wouldn't give Kylo Ren the edge for that, really, even. He's very cool, like him freezing the blaster bolt against Poe Dameron is sick. I feel like in this movie, Kylo Ren is really considered, like, you can see him and see, oh, that's the bad guy. It's like Darth Vader and Palpatine. You can see, oh, that's the bad guy. But Han Solo, in my opinion, you have the Han Solo character. Maybe that makes me choose Han Solo more because of the Han Solo characters of the other ones. But I would say Han Solo barely beats out Kylo Ren, mainly because I guess his death in this movie, it's the last time seeing him, it was sad, and it makes his character more meaningful in this movie because it's the last time seeing him, and his dialogue, which is better in my opinion. Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Again, we have Rey, but then we also have Luke Skywalker, Finn, Kylo Ren, and Poe Dameron. Pretty much the same list of characters except Han Solo, but really this one is no contest at all in my opinion. I've become more of a Luke fan in the sequels, so Luke is my favorite character in The Last Jedi. I think he's hated on too much. As a character, he's not bad at all. He's actually he's mediocre, he isn't amazing. But as he's not Luke, that's the problem. Like Mark Hamill himself said that it doesn't feel like Luke Skywalker. It could be Ben Skywalker, but it's not Luke Skywalker. It's not the character that we knew from the originals. But taking that in mind, that I'm only taking it from this movie, the Luke Skywalker is better than Rey, Finn, Kylo Ren, or Poe Dameron. Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Again, we have Rey, Poe Dameron, Kylo Ren, Chewbacca, and Emperor Palpatine. Chewbacca and Emperor Palpatine making their first appearance in the sequels. In this movie, really, it's not much of a contest between most people in my opinion. Emperor Palpatine was cool. Him coming back, like, even Poe Dameron says, and there's a bunch of memes, like, how somehow Palpatine returned. And really, I just don't like that. I don't love the story behind it. Even though him as a character wasn't horrible, he also didn't have a ton of dialogue, and the fight scene could have been better. In my opinion, Kylo Ren or Ben Solo takes this. Ben Solo in this movie is really, really good. I actually enjoy his character. The Last Jedi, I hated his character, and then I actually liked Ben Solo. I would take back really, really good. I would just say he's about Luke Skywalker level in The Last Jedi. He's fun enough to watch, to not be horrible. And I like him turning to the light side. Again, I don't like the fight scene as much, and I really don't like the part where they force healed each other and all that. But I think the passing the lightsaber through the Force is cool, but it could also get messed up in a lot of ways. Like, that could be overused and become really bad if you use it incorrectly. But it makes sense that they're a Force dyad, so it makes sense. But again, even the Force dyad thing is kind of dumb. But whatever. On to the non-major stories, the non-Skywalker saga. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. In this we have Jyn Erso, Cassian Andor, Bodhi Rook, Orson Krennic, and Chirrut Imwe. Maybe it's Chirrut Imwe. It could be that, but I'm thinking Chirrut Imwe is how I'd say. The guy that's blind that says I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force and the Force is with... Sorry. But in my opinion, it's really not that hard in this movie, bro. The bottom three? No. I think Orson is actually not bad. He's definitely a good character. Rogue One, if you have watched a lot of my ranking movies, it's one of my favorite movies in all of Star Wars. But in my opinion, it's between Jyn Erso, Cassian Andor, and really Jyn Erso is my favorite. If I would take this as an overall character I like the most, Cassian would win because of the Andor series. The Andor series does not count in this. So in my opinion, Jyn Erso wins. She gets the most. She's the main character. She gets the most character development. It actually was sad to me when she died at the end. A lot of people said that they didn't really feel connected with the characters when they died. But a lot of the movie with her, it's her when she's younger with her dad. She finds her dad. She's trying to find her dad. She's in prison. She gets broken up by the rebels. But I really liked Jyn Erso in this movie. Next, Solo, a Star Wars story. Solo, Qi'ra, Tobias Beckett, Chewbacca, and Lando Calrissian. this is another one, in my opinion, that's pretty easy, the top anyway, to like narrow it down. It's Chewbacca or Han Solo, bro. Like, it's not that hard. Han Solo is the main character, Chewbacca, it's his origin story, and a surprise to no one, except, I mean, everyone, Chewbacca is my favorite. But the dialogue just wasn't great. I love Chewbacca's story. I thought that was like the only part of the movie that was good, and that's pretty much the only reason I chose Chewbacca. So last but not least, the Clone Wars movie. In this movie, there's Anakin Skywalker, Ahsoka Tano, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Count Dooku, and Captain Rex. Anakin Skywalker. I like Ahsoka's beginning in this. I feel like it's pretty good, but her character as a whole in this is pretty annoying, and it's really, Anakin's one of the best characters. Obi-Wan honestly could even be higher than Ahsoka, but I kind of just felt like in this show, Ahsoka has more screen time, has the intro and whatever, but Anakin's definitely number one in this. And if you enjoyed this video, check out one of my other ranking videos. I ranked my top 10 Star Wars Jedi. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a great day.